Peace family, back again at you with another video concerning Christians. And we're gonna find out, man. We're gonna find out why I'm gonna show you, yeah, I'm gonna show you why white people are young and they don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? They fall into any trap, any religious crap, they buy it. Because they have no roots of themselves.
Channel. My name is Aleda, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my testimony and how I came to believe in God and love Jesus. This video is actually pretty hard for me. I've been attempting or thinking about doing this video for a few days now. I've thought about it before, but never
Now,
really got
I'm gonna sec. One thing I want to show you guys. I don't know if you see it background over there. I see something like CCC. Yeah, that's what. Coding. Co and co. CCC. Is this innocent or is it witchcraft on your ass? We're gonna find out.
Now I'm ready to talk about it and share my experience with you guys, and I'm hoping that this might reach one or two of you. If I can help one person out, this would be really amazing. I grew up in a Christian family, and we lived in Canada, and we went to a church, and it was all fun, and there was lots of kids at church, and really enjoyed going to church as a little kid.
So church for them is like a place of fun. Yeah? Christian by faith. A place of fun. It's not about Mosaic. It's not about the truth. It's not about any of that. You understand that? Christians see it as a fun place. That them churches and all these kids that run around in there, it's all a fun thing. Because they have no knowledge of what's going on.
Like 2 till I was like 5 or 6. You know, we went every Sunday. My parents' friends were from church, so it was like just normal to be around
Sunday schools. All right.
Like, I mean, not like a Baptist church. Being in this Baptist church, yeah, like it was a lot of fun, and all our friends were from this church.
And that's what I told you guys, man. It doesn't matter what church you're in. You know what I'm saying? If he's Baptist, if he's Adventist, if he's, you know, Jehovah Wickedness, whatever you in, man, the East Christian is the same thing. Yeah? They just give you different colors, different tastes of the same damn snake. That come from that all of them under Rome. Don't forget that.
People that just like felt the same way about God as we did. So I really liked going to that church. But then we moved to Germany, and we ended up going to this really, really small church in Germany, and it was like almost all old people. This is like such a
boring,
like so normal for people to. It's kind of like what church is like to people that don't go to church. Like it's old people. It's like old fashioned like that. So that's exactly what this church was like.
It's not about Mosaic. That's what it is.
Preacher there every now and then. So I really
it's about old people now.
We did have like a Sunday like kids church, but that was fun. But you know, like the
it's about fun.
In this church were like a lot of them were my family, and a lot of the kids that were there were actually my cousins. So I didn't like have any other Christian friends. And in Germany, I feel like people don't really talk about what they believe in as much. It's kind of like on the down low. So I don't think even going to school or anything that anyone else was a Christian at all, because no one ever talked about it. Going to church
did you pull
wasn't
666?
really something I advertised or anything. It was just something I did because my parents went. I really didn't even feel like going or wanted to go. And as a kid, I didn't really have that, like, wanted to say that I didn't want to go, so I just went. But as I grew older and became a teenager, I just kind of didn't want to go. So in Germany, because nobody...
So they're going to church until they don't want to go. You understand that? Because there is no spirit of Mosaic there. I told you. These white people, they have no wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. They go to church for fun, and to see kids and old people, and to commune and socialize. It's not about Mosaic. As you can see, what she's saying is that, you know, it comes a time that they get fed up and they don't go, because it's a BS.
It's going to church or anything, like, I just kind of like felt like, okay, like I was going to be the weird one, and I already felt like the weird one because I was an immigrant coming from Canada. Nobody kind of like knew anything about me. I had dark hair, and like, My dad was an immigrant because he was Cuban, so I was already kind of like the outsider a little bit that just like hung on to her cool friends, and I don't know, like it was weird. Like I wasn't like popular, but I was hanging out with the popular girls, I would say.
So this church is about you being popular now and being famous and being is about pride. Is about status. It's a politic thing. It's not about Mosai. It's not about the fear of Mosai. It's not about the laws of Mosai. It's not about nothing. It's a religion. That's why I told you guys, get the hell out of these Christian churches because there is no spirit of Mosai over there.
Popular, I don't think. I did always know that I could turn to God, and I knew like the church.
So you can turn to God and you can turn it on and you can turn it off. It doesn't work like that. Mosai, you either with Mosai or you're not. If you're doing this game, you're not with Mosai. Turning it on, turning it off, that's what Christians do. This is why they're in a mess that they are. That's why the devil rule over them.
Stories, I knew, Jesus, God's son, how you get to heaven, like those kinds of things. I always believed it in my heart. There was never a doubt that there's no God or anything. But
Belief system.
I always thought of, do I believe in God because my
Belief
parents
system.
taught me to believe in God, or is it my own choice?
They tell them to believe in God, not to know the Mosai, but to believe that, there is a Mosai somewhere, but we don't need to know him. We need to stay dumb. We need to not know nothing. We need to play, important, how important we are to each other, but we don't need to know the Mosai and his statutes and commandments. So it's all a joke, brothers and sisters. This Christianity needs to go.
If I didn't know God, would I?
He's pulling the 666 as well.
Like a burning question.
He's one of them.
Me, like, would I know God if it wasn't for the family that I was put into? I always just wondered that. Like, would I search for God? Would I look for God? Would I accept God in my life? So I've always also been grateful for that. That I was put into a family where I got to know God, because I feel like I already skipped that step and got to skip ahead of other people, and I'm already a Christian and I'm already there. But there's still a decision you make in your heart to follow God on your own versus when you're brought up in a Christian family. So that's kind of like a
you know that, okay.
in my life, where I came to the point where I had to decide, am I a Christian for me or for them? Every year I was sent to
Are you a Christian? Are you a Christian? Yeah. Because you see these people, how they think. From the time they were born until they become a Christian, there is no Mosai to them. Yeah, they only know God when they become a Christian. Before that, they nothing. They don't know God. They devils. You understand that? That's their background, their roots. This is why I tell you that these white people, they don't know much, man. You understand that? They indoctrinated. They have no basis of their own with Mosai. Yeah, they have no roots with Mosai. No historical roots. They don't know where they came from still. So they believe anything that Esau gives them, and Esau gives them the church. Esau gives them Yahushai. And this is when they come to the church, this is when they wake up. I mean, this is when they think they are children of Moses of some sort, because they worship that idol Jesus that Esau gave them. But they don't know Mosai. I told you guys, they don't know Mosai, and they just, they don't know nothing. That's what I'm telling you. Look what she says.
And stuff like that, and I was super anxious to go anywhere new, so I always cried before. Like I'm talking 12 years old, 10 years old, crying because I did not want to go to camp. And then when camp was
Keep
over,
pulling the
I did not want to
666.
go. I had such
You must be a witch too.
Always scared of everything new. And this one year I went to this camp, and I was 13, and my cousin, I think she was 11, she's 2 years younger than me, and she got saved. And when I say she got saved, so basically she accepted Jesus.
When these Christians say she got saved because they accepted Jesus, I never heard such a BS, man. Never heard bigger BS than that shit, man. No Christian is saved, ever. Yeah? Is slaves. Yeah? They soul slaves, mental slaves, physical slaves, economic slaves, and they talk about they being saved. Yeah? All Christians do that. It's a shame.
And I kind of thought like,
It's
oh,
a
wow, she's
deception
younger
that
than
they
me.
run on them. You see, they don't know
I need to
nothing.
do too.
You so don't.
So
The
I
white
went
people
and
don't
talked to,
know
like,
nothing,
my
man.
counselor or whatever, and got saved. But I remembered
They love
that
Christ.
I couldn't really answer the question why I wanted to be saved. And so she kind of told me, you know what, you should go.
Still, they not
that.
safe until now, and they need the damn coronavirus vaccine because they all Christians are not saved. I told you, they live in a bubble. They live inside the church. There's nothing inside them. They don't have no beginning or end. They don't know their roots. That's why they follow false gods and bow to them and become their slaves and take vaccine because they gotta go.
That and then
They're not gods.
So anyway, I think I just told her what she wanted to hear in the end, so that I could say like I got saved too, and it wasn't really a true like hard decision. I had such big anxiety too about the whole thing that I never wanted to get baptized because I didn't want to be like singled out in front of
Baptized.
church or anything like that.
The first thing that they do to take your soul is baptize your ass in Jesus' name and take your soul and tell you that you were born again. Yeah? That your mama and your daddy are dead to you. You were born now to be part of the son of a goddess, the daughter of a goddess, Isis, and Mary, which is Isis, yeah? Which is idolatry and demons that consume their lives. These are their true gods. But these, most of them, they don't have a clue what they worship. They think it's Christ. Yeah. That's why I told you. We Israelites may be lost from our heritage, maybe lost from our beginnings, but we have more roots than these people. Yeah, and our roots is in our DNA. Because you see their DNA. They have no Mosaic on them. Yeah, they have to go to a church to be born again, and then to start believing some bullshit that they put in their head to believe. There is nothing about them. It's nothing about Mosaic. It's nothing about nothing. It's just foolery and slavery. That's where these white people live.
I didn't want to like be the center of attention, everybody looking at me and making it about me getting baptized. Like I was just way too shy. So to this day, actually, I'm not even baptized. I always thought that being
You're not
Christian
baptized,
meant
but you've been in church as well.
You can't have worldly friends. You can't do certain things. You shouldn't listen to secular music and all those things. And
Why?
those things might be true in a certain way, but I feel like growing up in this world, like it couldn't avoid those things. It's not like I was homeschooled and kept away from that. Like I went to school, like
Christian by faith, mate.
minutes to get into town.
That's what
to
happened.
go to school, and I was surrounded by all these kids from the world, and I ended up, hanging out with people that were drinking and smoking weed and things like that. So I just
And
got
you
into
couldn't.
it because everyone else was doing it and sort of following, and I enjoyed it. Like I was having fun. Like I just really
Christian by faith.
And yeah, like I would still go to church, but every time I went to church, like I could just feel this like energy around me that I wasn't there because I wanted to be. I just did it to please my family, and I just sat there.
Now she's been honest. She's been there because it's a religion. She's been there to please her family. This goes to all the Christians that go to church. They go there to please their family first. Not to please Mosaic, not to know the truth of Mosaic, not because it's serious, nothing. Because, if I don't go, my family think I'm the devil, so I better go. That's all this is about. You see that? From their own mouth.
And it was really boring to me, and I really took nothing from it, and I couldn't even focus on the preacher the whole time because it was not for me. When I was 19 or 18, turning 19, I moved back to Canada to go to university, and once I had gotten used to being in Canada again, I started going out, and I went back to the same original church that we were in when I was really little, and I was making church friends and stuff, but like not really, because I still was involved in the world so much. Like I loved the world. Like I loved going out and partying and dancing. That was just
so you see that these Christians only go to church, man, for nothing. They go to church, but they love the world. How do you explain that? This is what I told you. It's not about Mosaic. It's not about the truth. It's about fun and egos. Yeah. to show to your family that you're not godless, you go to church. Not because you believe in Mosai or nothing. It's all a joke, brothers and sisters. These Christians, all a joke.
It was in my blood. I was half Cuban. Like, I wanted to be out there and do all those things. And I was having fun while I was doing it.
All right.
And I don't know exactly where my life changed.
I'm not a
but things
666.
just were
Wow.
happening that just weren't healthy. I would also go to church and I would sit there and I would have such a hard time not to cry because I could just feel how involved in the world I was and how deeply
When they go to church, they feel confused because they got one foot in the damn church and 2 foot in the road. And then when they go there, they have a personality disorder. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens to these Christians because there's nothing real about them, man.
To drinking and partying and worldly friends I was and just not caring and not wanting to give those things up. Like it was really hard for me to sit in church and
They only get the soul. They only recognize that they don't care and they don't do nothing when they go to church. Is when they're gonna feel that they need to connect with Mosai. They don't know how, but they know that they're in the wrong. They know that they haven't been doing righteousness. They know that they wrong with them. Something wrong. But they don't know Mosai. They don't know nothing. They're gonna call up on their God Jesus, and then they're gonna go home and stay blind. That's what happens. Because Mosai hate them.
Feel the presence of God and God wanting me so much that I would just cry in church, and that made me not want to go to church even more because I didn't want to sit there and cry. I had just gone out the night before drinking, and I'm in church pleasing my parents so that they wouldn't like be on my case all
In
day
church,
about not going to church.
they go to church to please their parents, brothers and sisters. Look, man, I'm gonna stop right there, man. You know what I'm saying? It's too much. It's a joke. They have no solid basis to them to please their parents. The night before he was out sinning, drinking, and then next day he's got to go to church, but he's going to feel bad about it because he's been sinning the whole night. And next day he's there, oh, Jesus, I love you. And he's, how the fuck you been last night doing, what you been doing last night? Drinking and fornicating. And now you're going to come to church. You feel bad about it. That's all these Christians are about. They know about Mosai, yeah, and they run away from their own church because they do too many evils.
To church, so I would just sit there and
That's right.
be totally hungover. But the moments that I was listening, I could just feel God speaking to me and like tears just running down my face. So eventually, I didn't want to go anymore, and I just stopped going. I did it.
So God only speaks to them when they go to the church. That's why he stopped going to the church. Because when he goes there, it's the only time his mind connects to God. Because he's programmed like that. Mosai is not in all his thoughts every day, all day, every day. Only when he goes to the church. That's Christian.
My best friend was murdered in Germany, and I hadn't seen her in a few years.
More bad things coming around
Still
them.
talking like Skype and stuff like that a lot. And I think it was 2011. I'm like getting chills right now talking about this, but
Yeah, man. It's Babylon.
that was like one of the worst moments of my life when I got the phone call. It was my mom, and she called me and she said that she had been murdered by her boyfriend who had strangled her. She
You
had
see
a
that?
little baby girl, and
You see the things Christians do?
that was just
Strangle
so
people?
hard
Wow.
to hear and to know that
Horrific
I
stories,
never
man.
talked to her about God, I don't think. And it's like my fault that like God put her in my life and I never told her about God, and she missed the
Because
boat, maybe.
Mosai is not in all their thoughts. That's what I told you. Mosai is not in their thoughts from when they are born. They don't teach them about Mosai when they're babies, before they even know what church is. They're supposed to know who Mosai is, what Mosai is about. They're supposed to know Mosai, yeah? But they only know Mosai when they go to church. They program like that. Yeah? The church is Mosai to them. And as long as they don't go to church, they do all types of evil out there, and they get away with it, and they don't care. Until you take them to church, they have no soul. It's sad. That's what happens when you worship idols.
I mean, I don't know what happens in the last like moments before you die, but what if I'm the reason why she never went to heaven, or why she doesn't get a chance to go because I didn't do my job?
How do you know
to
where
tell
she
her
go?
about God and how to get to heaven. And I had such a hard time after her passing, and I was such a negative person after that, and I could just like feel this bad energy around me, and I just was so unhappy. I had a lot of anxiety.
You have bad energy because you're far from the Most High. Yeah, these people are far from the Most High. So these demons possess them. All the energy in their house, look, there's a coding there behind the wall. It's satanic. See, I see over there. Yeah? So he's got demons in his house, he's got cursed things in the house, and then wonder why you feel bad about it. These evil spirits in your house.
And
keep going to them
eventually I
churches,
started
and you will
to
be
learn.
sacrificed.
I was getting
That's
just
what
so
happened
tired of
to
feeling
your friend.
anxious. So eventually I started to learn how to talk myself out of anxiety. And I taught myself, but I think it was God, obviously,
Of course.
helping me through those times. And
As you see, Mosai always come back to somebody and try to make them get themselves together. Yeah? Mosai always, even when you're in pagan idolatry, don't think I haven't been there. I've been there myself. Yeah? Even when you're there, Mosai make you stop sometime and tell you to look at what the fuck you're following, what the fuck you're doing, who he is. Yeah? He gives you some substance, some internal awakening. But it's up to you to develop from there, or to continue going back to the road and doing the Christian shit.
me that praying and talking to him, that I can put all my worries on him. And there's not like a specific day that I can say, but from those times on when I actually did start to communicate with God, I could just feel my life getting, the burden of my life on my life was just getting so much less and less and less, and I've started becoming a happier, more cheerful person. I also
Yes, but this is what you were supposed to be doing. This is what you're supposed to be taught before you even went to the church, to love Mosai your God day and night, and to keep his commandments. No, when you go to the damn church to know Jesus, then you're going to know God and you're going to respect God, but the night before you be doing evil, and then you go to the church, and then you go back to the road, you forget God, you come back to the church, you remember God, is a switch in, switch out. Mosai is not dealing with you guys. That's why these Christians are getting destroyed. You see that? They destroyed her friend. You know? That's what happens.
That's ever happened to me, and I'm so grateful for it because it's made me a better person, and I've allowed God into my life so much more, because I feel like God used my kids to show me how real he is and how amazing it is and what he has for us at the end of the day if we truly follow him. I can honestly, openly say any situation in my life that I get into, I fully trust God. It is not always easy. It is very, very difficult to put all your trust in him, and because you
why it's going to be difficult to put all your trust in Mosai? Because you got your friends and family telling you to call open idols, telling you to do evil, to drink alcohol, to go out and do things that you ought not. This is why it's difficult for them. They don't know Mosai, and they can keep up with Mosai because all their friends are indoctrinated in them Christianity demons.
feel like you can't see him, but I've never felt closer to God than I do at this day, because I have grown so much on the inside with just talking to God that you should maybe go to church, but I don't go to church. And
now
I feel
you
like there's
now
a lot
you
of
woke
flaws
up.
within
Okay.
church nowadays as well. So
Okay.
the ideal
Respect.
church doesn't really exist, I think, and we're not always in a place where there's a good church.
All right.
So yes, seeking other Christians to be around to grow is great, but if you can grow your relationship with God just one-on-one.
No, don't seek no damn Christian to be around you. Yeah, because they're gonna pollute you with their idols. If you are about Mosai, you are about Mosai only, you don't need to go to no damn church, because all the churches is about worshiping the idol. So you need to put them down. You can't go there. You know it's the evil house. You know your friend been there. You know what happened to her. She got killed. And you know that you guys in the damn cult. You need to stop that and worship Mosai only. And that's that, man.
One-on-one, then I feel like you've already won the battle.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's what I've been doing. And the next step for me is to read my Bible more, because I've lost memory of most of the stories and stuff, and they're coming back with
It's not about the stories. It's about law, statutes, and commandments. You don't need to know them damn stories. There's a lot of stories that are fake. Yeah, introduced by pagans, made up by Esau. Yeah, forget the stories. Yeah, and focus in the law, statutes, and commandments. That's all you need to know. And stay the hell away from the damn churches and from the damn indoctrinated Christians that will take you to slaughter. Will same that happened to your friend could happen to you. If you keep running around with them, that's exactly what Mosai bring to you. So will your life in Mosai, read the word of Mosai, take the New Testament out of the damn book, and read only the words of Mosai. Otherwise, you white people, man, you're never going to find out who you are, and Mosai is going to destroy you. That's it, man. I'm going to stop now. You know, keep the commandments. I love you all. Sean.
Reading this like kids Bible to my kids, and I want to be close to God because he's brought me so much joy in my life, and I'm so excited and on fire for Jesus because he's like turned my life around, and not in a way of like giving me money and things and wealth or anything like that. Like I didn't grow up with money at all. Like I remember my mom telling me before we went into the store, saying like, "Hey, you can't ask for anything.
Okay,
because
okay.
You can't buy anything else."
As you see, Christians
So,
are confused. They don't know the difference between Mosai and money and all of that. And therefore, they are trapped in the matrix. They are trapped in sin and destruction. You understand that? This is why I told you, these people, they don't know the Mosai. Yeah, they worship idols. They worship what Esau gave them. And they refuse, they're not like change, you know what I'm saying? They don't gonna change, and they're gonna just do that. That's it, man. I love you all. Keep commandments. Shalom.